Here we go. Hello and welcome to the Diva of Days of Our Lives. I'm Marianne, and you can find me at mama_hooch. So we're gonna do our show. I don't know. Did we do it last week? We didn't do it last week, did
No.
we? Okay. Okay. So we're gonna try to cover the
I
storylines
think
that were going on the last couple weeks, I guess. And we have Jen with us. Hi, Jen.
I'm at REXJDK at Twitter.
And we have the mysterious Anna with us.
Hello there. You can find me. Well, I can't tell you where you can find me because I'm in the Witless Protection Program from the Salem PD. But you can find me online at Kazi Hooch on X and on Instagram. And yeah, and I did make some notes for the prior week. I actually just caught up today on the 15th through the 22nd, and then I tried to scramble to see some of it from this week. I didn't get very far. I kind of know a little bit about what happened, but
Okay. So, and Diva Carey can't make it. So you can find her at Diva of DOOL, and she's on Facebook, Twitter, X, everywhere else. I don't know. You can find or at Bob Hapka, at Amy Hapka, also at Teo Penglis, at Lauren Coslow, and at Kill Trip USA. So you can check all those out. So everybody, well, let's see. There's so much to cover here, but thank goodness we're done with the trial.
Thank God.
It's done. We will
Yeah.
start with that storyline. It's done, and the verdict was just about ready to be had or read by Leo, and Kristen comes storming in. But let's go a little bit backwards. And what did you think? They were being sequestered, I guess. Leo and one Jory Foreman was a little. He was a little crazy guy,
Yeah.
and I thought, oh, it started out to was this going to be a 12 Angry Men scenario? I don't know if anybody's ever seen that movie.
I've
12 Angry
heard of
Men.
it.
Yeah.
Heard of it too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's where we're going way back in time where this is like a young, I don't know if it was I'm not even sure who was in it, but I think it was Henry Fonda.
Black and white, wasn't it?
Yeah, black and white. And I think it was a lot of big old time actors, and everyone was saying he's guilty, guilty. And, so it was 11 against 1. And so what happened was it was the one guy bringing the rest of the other 11 over to, over to
His
a not
side.
guilty. Yeah, over to his side by making them see. But anyway, so they were.
Did Leo ever divulge what since they didn't?
Yes.
Yeah.
What
It
did
was
he?
going to be
Okay,
not guilty.
it was going to be not guilty. Okay,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Because it looked like
good.
they were saying not
They
guilty.
kind
but
of went back and forth. It was
Right.
11. It was 11 not guilty, and then Adam, Leo's
Yes.
roommate, was the one holdout, and then he swayed about half of them
About half.
of
Yeah.
his direction, and they didn't show anything after that in terms of the
Right.
count. So you're left wondering, they did a good job making you wonder, okay, what really happened? And so I was like, they better tell us later.
Yeah. It took him about
But
a day after, or,
okay,
an episode or so
Yeah.
after Kristen came in confessing what happened. And of course that happened because EJ remembered because Rachel dropped a little thing that she was
Paperweight.
a little brat was playing with
a
it. And
glass
Marlena
paperweight.
says, "Put that down. Don't play with that." Of course, she had to drop it and break it.
Yeah.
And when she did that,
Yeah.
EJ
Yes.
suddenly remembered Marlena said something, or she said
Like a
something
gunshot.
about put that down, and that triggered his memory. And then
Yes,
when
because he
she
told
dropped
Rachel.
it,
Yeah.
Right.
because he had asked Rachel to put it down, meaning the gun, when he finally remembered what happened. And he swears it was an accident, that she picked up the gun and was basically saying, "Where's
went
my
off.
grandma? I'm not going to put it
Right.
down until you tell me where my grandma is." And then it startled her when it went off. So, he's viewing it as she didn't intend to shoot him, actually shoot
Right,
him.
and that's probably how it is. So why don't we just go to the police and go to
And
the
that would be too simple.
but we're going to scar Rachel. She's already scarred. She has Kristen as a mother. Okay.
Yeah.
And she
Exactly
has
what I was
EJ, and she's
thinking.
into the Bear family, and has her screwed up father, so whatever.
Yeah.
And her grandmother, who's been possessed by the devil.
The kid is
Yeah.
already a mess. But
And that's her safe place to fall.
so, which makes no sense at all. And then Kristen, by admitting that she did it, is going to go to way to jail, which traumatizes Rachel even more.
Yep.
Well, Marlena was just about to beat the crap out of her, I think, for how dumb she was in doing this whole thing. But
Yeah,
EJ was putting
whole
pressure
story.
on Kristen. She was
Yep.
feeling the pressure because he didn't have any faith that the jury was going to come back with not guilty. And
Right. Right.
so,
He
like
was
she
going
said,
to.
I actually agreed with Kristen for a change because she said, why don't we just wait until we get the verdict? He says, a good point. He said, well, that means Johnny rots in jail until the
Oh, for a
appeal
couple of
process.
days, maybe.
Yeah.
No, it
Really?
could have been it could have been months or years for an appeal. I mean, if they waited till he actually was found guilty, that he would be immediately sent to
But
prison, and they would
even if
have to
Kristen
appeal.
confesses, even if Kristen confess,
Think that
then,
there would have to be an appeal on the grounds of somebody else. I don't know, but
well,
we all know it's just like
no.
medical stuff. None of it's like accurate to real
But
life.
okay, then so he was threatening to say that it was Rachel. Well,
Yeah.
go ahead and say if it was Rachel, and I believe my niece it was an accident. They're not going to do anything. She's a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then again, would it be
Jeez.
believable because I get it in terms of suddenly the father's trying to help the son, and so he comes up with this. I suddenly remembered that it was
Yeah.
Rachel,
Well,
and
maybe
Rachel has
Rachel still doesn't remember.
memory of it at all right now. So it's like
They thought that was going to
if
scar her
it were
more.
real life, I can kind of see it both ways. I can see the dad being really stressed and anxious, like my kid could be sent to prison for years. And then, on the other hand,
Hmm.
he didn't want to throw Rachel under the bus, but I think he was also thinking
We
she's a
did.
child. I can testify that it was an accident, but anyway,
Yeah,
and they're
I
like you
understand.
said, they're all worried about her fragile
Right. That's what
psychological.
Kristen. Yeah, and so was
Yeah,
Marlena. That if
yeah,
they made her remember, or she got, she's still not remembering. Yeah, I guess that's what they're trying to protect.
Yeah.
So, and then Kristen goes to jail in her nice long red gown. They didn't even.
yeah.
Yeah.
When did that become a jail outfit? I mean, this is. I know.
Well,
I'm
she
just
she
picking
didn't get the
apart on this.
opportunity to change. It's like they
Yep.
just
I guess
arrested
not.
her.
They
Brady
shoved her in.
just walks right in there.
Yeah. And then Brady comes and he's pissed off at her. But why doesn't Kristen tell Brady what she did?
Right.
That's his
Because the
daughter.
story
It
needs to
makes
be
her look
stretched
good in
out.
him.
And plus,
Plus,
for
Marlena should have.
whatever reason, they seem like
Yes.
they're trying to make her into a saint or rehab her
She's going to
character.
come. Yes. They're trying to redeem her now.
After
And
all
they're
the
going to get
shit
her
that
back with
she has
Brady.
pulled
Yep.
over the years, she should still be in prison for the last 20 crimes she committed.
I see it coming now. When Brady does being horrible, when he does
Yeah.
what
Yep.
she
He's
did.
gonna feel so bad.
Yep. I see in that. Is that their way to get them two back together as well?
Yep.
Oh, please no.
I know.
No, no.
Yeah.
But then even Marlena wouldn't tell Brady. Like, come on, Marlena. He has a right to know. It's his daughter.
You
But
think she would take him aside where
right.
Rachel couldn't hear and tell him?
Right.
Yes. Yeah. And he's going to really be upset with Marlena for not telling him. I can see that. But yeah, but that takes us into Marlena and her own problems. Marlena's having her own psychic or mental problems. It's either that or who was it? Thought it was maybe Sarah wanted to test
Sarah.
for Lyme disease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or some kind of tick.
yeah, because
Yeah.
they couldn't find anything.
Did anyone else find it incredibly abrupt that she just walks out of her office with a box of her belongings, runs into Kayla, the chief of freaking staff, and says, yeah, by the way,
Yep.
I've
That's
already
right.
sent the paperwork in to rely. I mean, you would think that'd be something she would inform
Yeah,
Kayla, not
I'm
only a
taking
friend, but also the fact that she's the head of the whole thing, that she
taking
would
a leave it.
kinda let her know. But anyway, so she says she's taking an extended leave. She didn't even tell Kat. Kat had to find out that she needed to get a new job right away.
Yeah.
Not that I care, but, like, just, like, I don't know, it was just it wasn't like it was oh
Yeah,
my
some
gosh,
of the writing.
a medical emergency or anything, but she just like, bam, it's done. And then I thought, it's like I kinda had to laugh because I'm like, "Okay, she just took a leave of absence so she could have time to breathe, and here she is dealing with her granddaughter who just
Daughter, great.
granddaughter who just found out that, she shot EJ and this and that and all these dynamics. I thought she's going to be full-time working for free now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, yeah, so we have that with Marlena. And so we have Susan that comes. And first she comes to see Johnny and Chanel, and she's real happy that Johnny's out. But she tells him that she gets his vibe that she doesn't really get the vibe that Kristen is guilty.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear it. Like, they get mad at her. So she goes to Marlena. And Marlena gets mad at her because she's
Yep.
saying, I know I made you upset, but it's getting worse. The vibe is worse. So she more or less slammed the door in her face.
Yep.
Marlena, yeah, she kind of like kicked her out and like, get out of here, Susan. So, well, she's worried about the dreams and the whole Stefano Queen of the Night
Yep.
dream. Yeah, so I hope she's not going to be possessed again. I don't know.
God, no,
It's all
please.
gone. Yeah, I don't know where it's all going. So we have that going on. And Anna had mentioned Kat. Kat has to find a new job. Boo hoo. So she's first she
She
was going to
could
go to the
leave town.
cafeteria.
Did she not think she could leave town? No, I was kidding.
Yeah, but
Well,
well,
her
I
whole
hear
family's
like
moving
Aaron,
back.
it sounds like Aaron's coming back now because he's going to be with the whole college group. That's another
He's
story.
already
But
back.
is he already back? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he's back. And so she needs to find a job. She was going to work in the cafeteria. But Kayla says, well, you're, overqualified for that. So she runs into EJ and he says, well, he does have an assistant. He has Rita, but she does the heavy lifting or something.
Yep.
It's something like that. But he needs somebody for like, filing and all that. So he, hires Kat, but she's all happy. So she calls Rafe, supposedly, and says she got the job. And what, Chad overhears some of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
And why doesn't she call him James on the phone? I mean, they're supposed to be undercover, for crying out loud.
yeah, she didn't
And
say
then
Rafe.
she's like, Rafe, I got
Yeah.
great
He
news.
did say right.
Because of course
She did say Rafe. Okay.
they're trying to figure out, the ISA is trying to figure out who's funding
Right.
each.
She didn't, and of course she's in Salem, and nobody ever overhears anything in Salem.
Right.
When you're
So
in,
she's like, Rafe, no, you're supposed to be in character, you idiot.
yeah, let alone in a park. I mean, usually in a private house, they're overhearing stuff, especially in a park. They would.
Yeah, at the front door or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. So we do find out in the conversation that Chad or little Charlotte's starting kindergarten. Oh no, that just came up in conversation. Oh, is
Oh,
she? Okay. So, and before I was just thinking, did you notice how they're color coordinating with the purples and the
Yep.
pinks and the
Uh-huh.
mauves and yeah, I just noticed this week with that color. And it's a lot of times it's different colors, like different weeks.
yeah.
But I
like that.
noticed this week, these last couple weeks, it's the purples and the pinks and the reds and that. Yeah. Okay. That's just me, but I guess that's what they do. So yeah. Okay.
All of a sudden you'll be like, wow, they're all matching. But I like it actually.
Yeah. I do like, yeah. Johnny had the purple suit on. Thought that really looked good in the purple suit. Yeah.
It's funny when he gets, basically they declare a mistrial or whatever. It gets dismissed or whatever.
Mhm.
And, Paulina's like, let's just go out. I'm going to call Abe. We need to like go celebrate all this stuff. And Chanel's like, Mama, we're really tired right now. And she goes, oh yeah, you need to celebrate by yourselves. I get it.
Yeah.
Last thing they wanted to do is go out on the town with their parents,
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
I thought that was cute.
Yeah. And Abe did get a call from Theo and he's still upset over Claire, but because because I've heard, I think Theo's coming.
Is
The
it
character.
the same
But I
actor?
don't know which actor or if it
Yeah.
might be a whole new one at
Yeah.
this point. But yeah, they're kind of adding
Gotta-
to the Demers a little more.
Because he's going to be quite a bit older than the new, freshly college set.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
he
he's
should
got to
be.
be 30.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
should be. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know.
Unless they de-Soras him.
But who knows? They could.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have the Xander, Philip, and Gabby.
Uh-huh.
So first of all, Gabby's trying to get the goods because Tony wants some answers because he put her in charge of Demira. So he wants some answers. So she goes to Steve, of course, and Steve's supposed to be investigating. But in the meantime, he figures it out what happens by getting. And so he calls Stephanie because he's figured it out. And the way he figured it out was, I think it was Paul or Andrew, one of them.
Whoa.
Paul helped him get the court records, first of all, and and he got all the court records, and he got a hold of the letter that supposedly Victor signed. And then they did an analysis of the ink, and a certain kind of ink was made, what, before? No, wasn't made until after Victor had passed away, this
Yeah.
special kind of ink, which
Question.
which proved that Victor didn't sign the letter. That's how they figured that out. Yeah.
How does being a pro baseball player qualify you for being ISA?
I don't know, cause your boyfriend cause your boyfriend works for the ISA or whatever, and the reason he does is cause his dad is the head of it.
Yeah.
So, that's how it works. Yeah, know how that works. Anyway, yeah, so I thought so he calls Stephanie in. So Stephanie begs him, like, not to go, because of Alex and the whole thing. I'm surprised that Steve went along with it, but it's, as long as it's like the Damaris, he doesn't care whether Damaris get their company back or not.
Yeah.
He's not a fan of them anyway. So that's kind of more or less why he agrees. So he gives Gabby her check back. So he returns her check. And so Gabby figures, well, she's got to do this herself.
Alright.
So she gets a pen. It's like
Yep.
an audio pen, plays back on her phone, and she goes in and puts the pen on the desk. But in the meantime, she tries to buddy up to Xander, but that didn't work. Xander's still all weepy for Sarah. So then she goes and sleeps with Philip, but we didn't actually see them sleep. I mean, they kind of wake up together from there. So anyway, so we have that, and Belle walks in on him. So is anybody liking Belle and Philip?
No.
No.
No, I actually liked her better with EJ.
Yeah.
EJ, yeah, but I see something there with this Philip. I don't know. It must be
I don't know.
this Philip is. I don't know. This Philip is growing on. I mean, I really
Yeah,
like
I liked him this
Philip.
time.
He,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the expressions on his face just
Yes, he's so
rack
funny.
me up. He
Yeah,
makes
he's great.
things. He makes the things even serious things like you have to laugh.
Yeah.
But so him and Belle decide. I mean, she walks in on them.
Well, she keeps doing that. She walked in on Tate
A
and
ton.
Holly too.
Yep.
Like,
She needs to learn how to knock.
yeah, I did like EJ and Belle, but I'm thinking that's probably over with. I don't know.
I'm thinking EJ and Gwen.
And Gwen, I was just gonna say this from the last couple of they're getting more chummy.
Yep.
Did you know? A little more like chummy than they were when she first moved in. He couldn't was always getting on her.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if you guys are gonna agree. He also has chemistry with Kat.
Cat, Cat. I thought Cat and Rafe at first.
Yeah.
Put them together. But it could be Cat and EJ because now she's gonna be working for him.
Yep.
So there could be some little and technically Chad too, because we're getting a new actor. Maybe there'll be more chemistry with the new actor than Billy Flynn because there's this thing.
Billy Flynn actually has a little bit of chemistry with the woman on Young and the Restless.
Does he? Okay. It just could be sometimes two actors just don't.
Don't click.
No, I liked him with Kate Mansi.
Yeah.
I liked him with Marcy Miller too. I thought they were good, but anybody else that they've tried to put like
No.
Stephanie? No. So, but anyway, so there we have all these different dynamics going. So Gabby's trying to get information on those two. So it's going to come out. I see the previews for next week. Tony's back on
Oh.
one of the days. I think Carrie told me Thursday he's on, but anyway, Gabby's reporting back to him, telling him what she did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but she still hasn't found out. So hopefully, if they are talking about it, I don't know. I'll be curious to see what happens with the Demirs and
Yeah.
Kyriakis. I mean, Titan. So,
Yeah. Steve, though, he needs to be grateful to Tony and Anna.
yeah, really.
Like, they unstefanoed him.
On Stefano. Yeah. But now let's wonder if Stefano's still out there. I don't know. Marlena's worried about that. So, I wonder what that's. And then Susan has the vibes that
Yep.
Stefano is there. So, let's see. Oh, and Gabby was begging Hobby to come back. He says no. He's like, I
Nope.
want to work for her. And he likes what he's doing. So, no.
Yeah.
Speaking of Hobby, what about his reference about having a baby girl? Because when Ari was talking to him about this little T or whatever,
Tesoro.
Tesoro, she said something about you would have been such a great dad or something like that. And he basically said that, he hadn't told Leo yet, but he's apparently a father of a daughter.
What?
You didn't catch that with
No,
Ari? There was a
I missed
scene
that.
it was like early on and maybe like
So, like,
either
there's a secret out I
it
must have
was
missed
the same
that.
time when they were doing all the soup and all that crap that everyone was drinking out of
Okay.
the sink.
Yeah,
But she came in with him with I think
okay.
I think it was it when he asked her if she could babysit or something because he had to fill in or something at the last minute. Maybe it
Okay.
was that scene. I'm not sure, but they were talking. She's like, "Sure, I love little T, and he's so sweet,
Mhm.
and you're so good with him and all." And he said something about I don't know. Somehow she said, "I'm sorry." She stopped herself. She said, "Oh, you're such a good." And somehow she stopped herself because she realized what she was saying could be painful to him, and not because he's gonna supposedly have to give him up because he's just
Oh,
a
okay.
foster, but because and she said something about him being having a baby girl out there, and she says, "You haven't told Leo anything." He's like, "No, I just can't deal with that right now," or something. So
I
I
missed
don't
that
know.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know what the
'cause
storyline
sometimes,
is with that,
it
but
could be not paying
now
attention.
I'm wondering, is he gonna have a teenage daughter show up, like, from 20 years ago? Like,
Oh, yeah, no,
was there something from when he was a teenager before he realized he was
yeah.
gay? Kinda like when Will and
Mhm.
Gabby had Ari, I don't know. Anyway, so that was a little interesting
Well,
tidbit.
yeah, well, yeah, a little background because we don't know a whole lot about, you know, Javi because
Lovey.
it came out that he was, an EMT or he had that problem what when he was before. So there's probably more stuff like that that'll come out. And Ari was giving her mom grief about not coming home, just like she gives. Yeah, so
Her.
it's like a reversal of roles, yelling at her mother for staying out all night. Yeah. So and then more or less telling her mother that she's staying, and she talked to Will and Sonny, and they're okay with it, and Gabby's happy, so oh, good, we got another teen or not well, they're
Yeah,
not teens, they're early 20 well, yes, they are teens, they're supposed to be 18, freshmen in college,
yeah.
so they're all freshmen in college. So maybe we could talk about them. Or do I have to?
About
Can
Tate?
we leave?
Tate and Holly and Sophia. Oh, did you see Sophia? She's gotten her nastiness back.
Uh-huh.
Question to you girl. See, so she's all of a sudden now she wants Tate. She didn't want Tate before. She had the perfect opportunity to have Tate by keeping the baby. Why
Right.
would you not keep that baby? If you wanted Tate, that's the oldest thing trick in the book.
Yeah.
Hoping that, and Tate probably would have gotten closer to Sophia because he really wanted, he's so upset about not seeing his baby. Why would you have not kept that baby if you were interested in Tate? You were
And
never
she's
interested in
And
Tate.
she's using the motivation for not telling him as he's gonna hate her and want nothing to do with her, and Sarah was even saying,
Yes, and
"No,
when he finds out,
he would actually be grateful, and he would
yes.
be, like, so touched that you went through the trauma of having your baby by yourself," and
I
all
think
of
the
that.
writer switched that somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but it was like all of a sudden she's after him again, and I mean
Yeah,
it's subtly been there, but it hasn't been the predominant thing,
and
and
I
I
think
guess.
it's going to get dark too. I think she's gonna
Oh,
Maybe
do
yeah.
bad stuff.
Yeah, you can tell.
Like a Jan? Remember the Jan?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
or maybe she wanted him to love her,
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
not just because
Yeah.
of
I
the
don't know,
baby.
it just seems like they went in a different direction.
Yeah, that was kinda bizarre, and now it's all about she gets a job at the pub because he's getting a job at the
Yeah,
pub, and,
It's so
and
obvious. And
Holly's not buying it at all. She's
Holly's
calling
calling
her on.
even Tate's more or less kinda like, "Mm."
yeah. But you know what? They're all brats.
Yeah. Well, Holly probably doesn't have to work, but
It's
Holly could
funny
just
because
get a job too.
Sophia was kinda like, "Yeah, I don't live in a mansion or whatever," but I'm, like, thinking she's definitely got an upper middle class,
She has up
you know.
yes, I think in
Yeah.
her pay but
So
well afford.
I'm kinda like, "Well, well, well,"
Yeah.
And
but
it wasn't her mother that told her she had to work. Holly called her up.
right,
Yeah, because
right.
you don't her herself, I don't think she has to work either.
No, no. Well, right, and so, yeah, that was clearly as soon as she learned that Tate was applying and, of course, going to get the job,
I don't think Dave has to work either, but he does.
No, but I mean, he wants to be busy and, all that, I guess,
It's
so
his grandfather's,
yeah.
but
So,
now Brady's on to it because of that slip up calling the
mhm,
baby a boy.
I mean,
And
uh,
remember what Sarah said, that
yeah.
same thing.
Jen, was that on your bingo card? It wasn't on mine. Marianne, was it on yours? That Brady
What?
actually has a brain cell or
Oh,
Yeah,
two?
yes.
I
Brady
was
caught
shocked. I'm
that
like,
really.
wow, Brady
And
caught that.
He's actually literally putting 2 and 2 together and getting
but
4.
how we
I know.
even thought back to the Sarah thing was what, okay, yeah, she slipped up, but yeah, and then putting to remembering back to what Sarah was so surprised. And yeah. Yeah. And we went to Steve, and now I might have not understood or missed a part of it. They were trying to Steve said he couldn't find anything, but he asked them for a picture of the parents. Well, she just got some random picture of 'em.
Mm,
The parents. So how did they find the lawyer that he went to? How did they
Well,
find out who that's
I
not
think
her
what
lawyer?
happened was
They
Melinda
just got
probably put a
a fake
legitimate
name.
yeah.
person on the
Oh,
name on
okay.
there, thinking they
And
were
that's what
never going
cleaned
to
up.
pursue it to that degree.
Okay, okay. But
And
then
then
I thought
Brady shows up at the woman's office and like, "Well, so my son, went through an adoption
and
with
she looked
you."
clueless, right?
She was
Yeah.
like, "What's your son's name?"
And that's how it ended. But didn't Steve say something about doing a reversal, an image
Yeah.
reversal on the picture? So I guess he hasn't done that yet. So that's another thing. I don't know. What does that
Yeah.
will that bring up who that person is or where they got the picture from?
And also, didn't like somebody in the within the conversation at some point in front of Brady, someone said that Cesario or whatever his name is was born about the same time as maybe it was Tate that said it. I don't know. Somebody said something in front of Brady to the extent that just to the effect that, their babies were about the same age. Oh, maybe when Tate was saying he was just at the beginning, like a couple weeks ago, he was saying to his dad, you know what? I realize how traumatized and how hard this is for Sophia, so me pushing just to meet my daughter is like really sending her over the top. She's going through a lot more. It's a lot harder because every time she sees a baby, and she said like, and he
Oh,
gave
yeah,
the
every time he
example of
sees
how
her.
Cesario comes in and, every time she sees him, or I guess he finally figured out, I don't know, somehow or other, but Brady's starting, I mean, I don't think it's going to be a huge leap when he realizes he and Steve are like, wait, it's actually a boy and not a girl. And oh, Quinky, she leaves, there's a baby boy found at the fire department
Apartments.
within the same 48 hours
Yeah.
as when they thought their baby girl was born. Yeah, it's not gonna if this takes too much longer, it's not gonna it's all of them should be fired
Yep.
if they can't figure this one out. But it
Yeah.
looks like Brady's actually the brain trust behind it all, and
Yeah.
I've been blown
Go
away. I'm
figure.
just truly blown away.
Maybe Kristen sucks his brain out when he's near her.
Yeah, something. I don't know. He's been like
Uh,
that with everybody, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
and his luck with women are so bad. So I don't know. Now they're trying him with Sarah now, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Not
But
too bad.
Sarah and Xander still, I mean, they just can't that we had their interaction and they can't admit it to each other.
Yeah.
They each admitted it to Alex, who
Yeah.
told each one of them the same thing that they said, but when they see each
Yeah.
other, they can't admit it.
And Sarah and Brady have definite
Like,
friend, stepbrother, stepsister
Yeah.
energy. I mean,
yeah,
not that they wouldn't have chemistry, but they definitely so far have like friend chemistry.
Yeah.
More
yeah.
than I mean, I enjoy them together, but like more as friends, I think right now. So
But
anyway.
I have to admit, I'm enjoying Gwen.
I love
She
it.
is so good. Just they're giving her like Leo, they're giving her some really good lines.
Yeah.
And
I
then
miss
the
that
inter
friendship.
yeah. I think that's gonna be on the men. They're kinda slowly each time they meet up,
Yeah.
Leo's trying to patch things up. He keeps
She
apologizing.
calls him Matty, but
Mate.
then when he calls her Gwenny,
Mhm.
she's like, "And none of this Gwenny business," like I'm
Gwendolyn
like,
is
"Wait, but you call
also
him
too.
Matty?"
Gwendolyn and Gwenny, yeah. But Yeah, she's good on there, so I don't know who they're gonna I could see with EJ, I could see that, I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know. I don't think the Xander, I don't know, she tried getting chummy with
Xander Black.
he didn't want nothing to
Yeah,
do with her,
that's
so
not going anywhere. Yeah.
yeah. And then I thought, "Oh, maybe Gabby and Xander, that could be interesting," but I don't know.
Yeah.
But did you get the idea that Gabby might be interested in Philip truthfully, I mean,
Yep.
interested in Philip, not just to set
Yeah.
him up, like, I don't know, maybe that could be a couple. I don't know. Don't see it, but I don't know.
They were on One Life to Live together.
Were they? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Gabby
then
played
oh,
none.
no, maybe they'll go back to that. I don't know. And Bill, I guess Sean hasn't been around, has he? He hasn't
Yeah,
been around.
he
Was he
locked Chris
on? Yes, he was, wasn't he?
yeah, he
Yeah,
locked Kristen in the cell and took off.
that's right. Yeah. And
He
Jada,
got
she's not been on a lot either. Just a little
she
bit.
yeah, yeah, Jada hasn't been on. Kate
Yeah.
hasn't been on. Was Kate on this week? No. She
No
wasn't on the
Roman.
prior week, the prior few weeks.
Yeah,
And I
no Kate was not
and it
on.
and it kinda irritates me because don't you think she would be in I don't know. I mean, I know Johnny's not her like, yeah, he's Sammy's yeah, never mind. I always forget because Lucas is Allie's, but
Yes.
so Kate is sorta indirectly his grandma, but I don't know. You'd think she'd be there, but of course they don't do that, so but
They're all
yeah,
related.
yeah.
You
Anyway,
know,
so
she would have been funny on the jury.
Leo was funny as a foreman.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with that other guy too.
The other
They
guy
they they ended up being roommates.
was kind of offensive, though, from a fanboy type perspective,
Yeah.
but the caricature of the fan was not cool. I thought it was funny, their
Oh, because
interactions.
he was the writer of the soap? He was
Yeah,
also
but,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
they wrote him to be such an idiot, that kinda pissed me off a little bit, like,
yeah.
"Hey, your fans aren't idiots,"
Oh, yeah.
because
But
we're
there's
naturally
always an idiot guy on the
there
on a
that's true.
jury probably.
Oh, that's
I
true.
don't know.
Probably
I was
idiot
on a
women
jury
too.
one time. What's that?
Probably idiot women too.
Oh, idiot women, yeah, I was gonna say I was on a jury one time, but it didn't last very long. I mean, I was picked, but, the case didn't go to like, we didn't go to deliberation. Like, we sat there and listened, but it never went they settled before that. That
Uh,
would have been interesting.
yeah.
I've never sat on it, to render a verdict or anything. Always thought that'd be kinda interesting.
Okay, one little pet peeve that I have. I mean,
Uh-huh.
it was funny when Leo had his meltdown and acted like he was having a stroke, and then they called 911. He didn't think Javi was on duty that night. So it wasn't like he called thinking Javi was gonna show up for him. Um, Javi shows it up and they were cute and everything, and Javi was like, "No, I can't, like, do XYZ. I'm on duty, and I'm not
Right.
taking you unless you wanna be taken in, by an ambulance and everything." But I wish that Javi had said and it's illegal and also just very immoral to call 911 for no reason or for a fake reason. I kinda wish he had given him even if it was
Uh,
kind of in a jovial way, I wish he had kind of put that lesson out there because
Yeah.
there's people who make false calls and stuff, and watching that, somebody's gonna get an idea. But anyway, but not that it's the show's fault, but I kind of wish there'd been a little bit of an object lesson in there somewhere. I mean,
mhm.
he kind of is like, I can't do it. I'm on duty. This is my job. But I mean, he could have said something like, while I'm here trying to help you out of a roommate situation, somebody could be dying right now and I need to go. I kinda wish I had seen that, but,
Yeah.
whatever.
Oh, yeah, Leo's a hoot, but yeah. So, let's see. Oh, we have Johnny, who's now going to be a professor at the call at the Salem U, so he'll be interacting with I guess most of them are his relatives, right?
My
Tate
gosh.
Yeah.
Tate and Ariana.
Ollie.
Yeah, are his relatives, so I don't know. Oh, and did you see they changed the number on their apartment? It's not 227 anymore, it's 226. So how did the apartment number change? The same apartment, same house, but it's
Interesting.
226. Hmm, not 227.
I didn't catch
Oh, eh.
that.
Yeah, I got it. So it kind of stayed on it, like, it was kind of right there, but I
They
don't
did it
know
on purpose, very
I don't know
intentional,
if it
yeah.
yeah, so I don't know what that why are they making? And there has to be what's the reason Johnny is going to be that's a new job for Johnny, I guess,
Oh, I hope he doesn't I
something
hope
with
we
the
don't have
college.
something like psychotic Sophia goes after him like Abigail did with Patrick Muldoon was a professor. I hope they don't do that again.
Well, Holly had a thing for him at one time, remember?
Yeah?
Say,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Jeez. I don't know.
mhm.
I don't know. What is he gonna be teaching filmmaking?
Yeah, something with drama or something with film,
Okay. Okay.
the arts or something like that,
What
yeah.
are any of those kids doing in filmmaking? I'm just kidding. I'm just
I
kidding.
don't know if that's yeah, it doesn't really say yeah, and
Maybe
what are
they
their
won't
major
be directly.
what are
Yeah.
they going for anyway? What is
Yeah.
they didn't even say, they're just going.
'Cause, at least one of I mean,
We know
Holly, she should be pre-med because her dad was the miracle worker
maybe.
doctor, but who knows? And Tate? I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
I
so
don't know.
funny because have you
Are
noticed
they
that
gonna give them
everybody
careers?
but
Yeah.
have you ever noticed that, like, whenever one of them says, "No, I decided, like, I'm not going to University of Arizona after all, I'm gonna go to Salem
Oh,
University."
all these big
It's like
universities.
everybody has to say, "But, it's a good school." They're kinda
But
like
Salem U is such a good school.
Mhm.
yeah,
Really?
it's almost like
What a dumb
Salem
people
U
live in
is the
Salem.
consolation prize, but yet everyone's trying to say, "Oh," like, "Oh, you gave up a free ride to Harvard?" Well, Salem U is a great school, like,
Yeah.
My dad
no, and none
graduated.
of those kids would be going to Salem U if it
No.
were real life, but they're
Yeah.
probably anyway.
For the plot, we gotta keep them all
Yeah,
together
but I mean, I guess that's fine. I mean,
so
I
they
I
can
guess
all
it's
plot
okay.
against each
Well,
They
other.
knew good old Doug wasn't gonna be
yeah.
college material.
God, he's
2 of
gone.
them
So
have records, so that might, stop them
Yeah,
from
that's
getting
okay.
into the colleges.
good point, good point.
Yeah. Oh
But
god.
anyway, no, and I'm not knocking any school, but it's just kind of funny how they're all like Sarah's like, "Oh, well, that's a good school too." You're like, but it's just kind of comical to me because like Sophia was like, "Well, I wanted to go to University of Chicago, but after I
That
screwed up my
right.
life and, like anyway." So,
Okay, let's see. Have who what haven't we talked Gwen Kiki, well, I told you Theo, then Gwen, we keep hearing about Dimitri this, Dimitri that, Dimitri this. How
Yeah.
much do you want to bet Dimitri shows up somewhere along the line?
No.
Just when Leo and Javi are supposed to get married. I don't know. Just in my thinking that. I don't know. Now I don't know if they would ever bring Megan back. Is Megan alive or is she hiding somewhere? I don't know.
She's
Forget.
alive, I think.
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't be surprised if they'd bring her back. And how about Vivian? Where's she? She's still in jail?
Yeah.
I would like to see her come back. I can see her.
No, she took, what's his name somewhere? Jake.
No, not Jake. Stefan.
Stefan, yeah.
Yeah, Jake's the one that's dead. We
Okay.
think. We think. Yeah, Stefan.
but thinking back on things, looking at my notes, one thing I got kind of a kick out of is that Daniel Lucas,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Steve's
fake
name.
name or cover
Yeah,
that Stephanie saw right through that, calls her dad over, and she's like,
she knew. That's it.
"Are
Yeah.
Yeah.
you Daniel Lucas?" And he's like, She's like, "Mom would share things about you, like, and that
Yeah.
was one of your aliases." He goes,
I hated the
"I
storyline.
had no idea you and your mom would talk about that." And
Yeah.
she's like, "Why are you digging around my boyfriend's?" Anyway, there's this conflicts of interest all over the place between the hospital and the
Yeah, and then yeah,
oh, and then the other thing is,
they all had
he
breakfast
has
together.
who does he have over? He has Belle over to Black Patch, or what are they calling it now? I can't remember. This Bo and Hope
It's
supposedly
still
work
black.
there.
Is this still Black Patch? It's still called.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I know Bo and Hope are supposedly working there, but you never see them. Um, so he has Belle come all the way over there in the middle of her trial and all this stuff. Sits her down. I love Steve, but he's asking her to like spill the beans on her prior client. And
which
she's
is
like,
illegal.
I can't do that. Just like he's saying, I can't do that about the cases he's working on. So it's just kind of funny. And then what? Then Steve has Kayla look up the files for the baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, it's like blink once if it's a boy, blink twice if it's a girl. I was
Yes.
like, there was almost like that. And she's like, I would just say that you have very good instincts.
Yeah. Just keep digging. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a boy.
I mean, that's just the same hospital, and it makes makes Jen cringe that she does medical records. This is the
Yeah.
hospital leaves like files out in the middle of nowhere, and Sammy Brady's able to hack into the system and change the DNA evidence, and so anyway.
My bosses would have my head.
Yes, so I bet you it's just like no, 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 no. Anyway,
Oh, and then we had Steve, Kayla, and Alex and Stephanie having breakfast together, and it was cute. They were talking about Alex and the toga. They were teasing him. Then Steve says Kayla was talking about the book One Stormy Night, and
Um,
Steve said, "I think I'd like to read that book." And Stephanie goes, "Oh no, 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 you wouldn't like it." And Alex goes, "I think you should read it. I think
yeah,
oh
it's
my
good."
gosh,
Yeah, I
and they still don't know that Stephanie wrote it,
no,
right?
they don't. No,
Yeah.
no.
Also, I just finally caught on to the Anastasia Sands, where,
yep,
like, sands through the
It's through the
hourglass. I just
hourglass.
now
Yeah,
caught that. I don't know where
Anastasia.
I've been, but
Yeah,
anyway.
but Kate knows it's her. Kate figured
yep,
it out.
Right.
Yeah, and Alex. So, and now she's writing a murder mystery
A murder mystery.
because she asked Kayla how to kill somebody without traces, how to poison somebody without a trace. And Kayla said, "Should I be worried about this?" Which makes me
What
think,
comes out
is there
so
going to be a whodunit, a
yeah,
real one that
so
follows
then
along
so
the
then
book?
her next book comes out, Anastasia Sands' next book comes out, and it talks about, like, how to murder this person without any trace, and Kayla at some point's not gonna go, "Wait a minute, didn't I just have a conversation with my daughter?"
Mm.
Like,
Yeah, she better
anyway.
do another name. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't. But I bet you there's going to be a murder mystery coming up too, a real
Jeez,
one. I don't know.
boy.
I'm just speculating. I don't know that. So,
No. Well, I did love a Tony comment. I did love that Tony was also putting 2 and 2 together when talking with
oh
EJ.
yes, talking to
I thought
EJ,
that was really good because he
he was
wasn't
figuring it out.
like EJ was kind of like being very, I don't know,
But with the
not getting
AI,
into
with that tape, he
yeah,
knew
and
what
Yeah.
EJ
he's
did.
like, well, wait a minute, and he starts doing it. He goes, and then I remember that time that you and Rita were
You know,
whispering about a package that was being delivered, and then Belle gets this, recording that, So it was. I liked that that Tony was also getting to do some, putting some 2 and 2 together as well. And I mean, he's smart. He's a
Yeah.
lot smarter than Brady is, but I'm just saying it was kind of fun to watch him kinda get EJ under EJ's skin a
they
little
scared. Yeah,
bit with
You ever think they ought to give Rachel to Tony and Anna?
she'd
yeah,
probably be better off.
probably.
Although Brady is
She
really
gets to
sweet
go on
with
a lot
her.
of cruises and a lot of
Yeah.
trips, because that's all they
Yeah.
do.
You didn't
Yeah.
say.
When word gets around, like, Rachel's gonna be gone for a while on a cruise,
Yeah.
so escaping the police or whatever, not but yeah, obviously, these people did not think rationally or anything, but then again, we wouldn't have anything to watch if any of these
That's
characters
true.
did.
Then we have Julie buying the bookstore. She
Oh,
told
yeah, we knew
yeah,
that was
that.
gonna happen. We
Yeah,
knew just,
yeah.
um, powers of deductive reasoning, but,
Right.
yeah, so well, and
I don't know.
also, I love that Julie like, Foster gave Rachel the book, and Marlena, he's like, "Oh, let me just pay for the book, and then we'll get going." And he's like, "Oh, no, don't worry about it," because Rachel was so adorable. And then, you know, Julie was, "Oh, that was so sweet of you, but no wonder you're going broke. Your
Yeah.
store's going broke." And I was just thinking of all the people on the planet, in the whole town that don't need a freebie book, it's probably any of the
They
characters we watch.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
of course.
most of them, Marlena, Rachel's parents, like, they all but it was funny.
And
I mean,
and
she
then
could say, "No, no, no, are you sure? Because I'd be happy to pay for it." It's like,
Yeah.
"No, that's fine." But I'm just glad that Julie's gonna take it over.
yeah, and Paulina picked up the book and was reading One Stormy Night, and then she puts it down. So Abe goes over and he's looking through it, and then he ends up buying the book from
Yep.
Paulina,
Well, that's funny.
and probably for himself too.
What a
Oh,
great time.
they both were going
Who
back to
called
read it
this months
together.
ago? No, weeks, months. No, not that it was a big giant leap, but like,
Yeah.
oh, it's good. She's gonna buy the bookstore, and then the first book club or the book thing, she's gonna do some promotion. It's gonna be One Stormy
I
Night, and
mean,
she's gonna like
Yeah.
start raking in the dough.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I was trying to think what else was going on. Other little stories in
Pet
between.
snakes. Pet snakes.
Oh, oh yeah, s'mores. Yeah,
Oh,
got loose.
snakes.
Yeah. Oh, they were going to buy some mice for
Yeah.
Brady to feed and then got, Holly was freaking out because it escaped, but I guess they found it. I don't know.
And Julie had a reference to Friends and Lovers.
Yep.
She and
Yeah.
Marlena were talking in the bookstore
Huh?
and are talking about the loss of their dear husbands, and then at
Oh,
some point
yeah,
Julie said
that was
something.
a good
She's like,
conversation. Yeah.
she said something about, you know,
With
Mhm.
well, she didn't even mention her name, but she's a dear friend of ours, of both of ours. Something about it reminds me of the song, that and it was the Friends and Love, that I don't remember how she was saying it started out as friends and then became lovers,
yeah.
but I can't remember how she was relating that
To
with.
Chad and Cat.
Oh, there you go. That's what it was. Because Marlena, yeah,
Friends
that's
and then
right.
lovers.
Because
Yeah.
Marlena was like, "Do you think I like any of my daughter's choices?"
Really? Yeah.
But she's like, "I just realized I gotta do it because that's who they're choosing to be with," and so Julie may be slowly getting the message to just back
Yeah.
off a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good conversation between Julie and
It
Marlena about their
really
husband
was.
stuff.
It
Yeah.
was great writing,
Missing their
great
husbands and
acting. It was
yeah.
really neat. Yeah, that was really good. And those scenes with Marlena and Rachel have been really sweet too.
Yeah.
So then I think we had previews. There's going to be there's something out there about the fall preview. You know how the writers always come out and say what's
Mhm.
coming up in the fall. So we're
Oh,
having returns, I guess, of Lonnie and Eli.
right. Oh, cool.
Steve Olson's coming back for a little bit. Of course, Jack and Jen, Greg
Like
Vaughn,
Steve
Eric.
Olsen.
Cash wins.
Yeah, Julie's brother, Stephen
Oh,
Olson.
yes. Oh, I love
Guess
him.
yeah. I can't I know
Snatch.
his name.
His
What's
last
that?
name Snatcher. Snatcher.
What's that?
His first name is Steve.
Steve
Snatchers?
Snatcher. Yeah.
Esther.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes,
His
there
real
you
name
go.
is Steve. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He played Cash Winthrop.
Yeah. He's
Okay.
good.
Yes.
I'm trying to think who else there's a bunch of them, different ones.
That's cool. I like
Oh,
that he's
I think even Marie Horton.
Wow.
Well, I know what it's
wow.
gonna be. They're going to have a gala at the hospital in honor of Tom Horton. Kinda like how
Oh,
remember
okay.
how General Hospital did something about it's a hospital gala, a hospital
Yeah.
gala in honor of Tom Horton.
Wow.
That's
That's what
awesome.
all these people are coming back for.
Because it's the 60th
I think
Yeah.
Chandler
anniversary.
Ramsey, yeah, and the 60th,
Yeah.
coinciding with the 60th anniversary.
How about
So all
Christy
these people.
Clark?
I don't know if I saw Christy Clark. I might have saw her name. I don't know. There's a long list, so
Yeah.
she could be on there, but I don't remember. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I think we covered. I'm just looking at my
Yeah.
notes too, but I don't know. I think we've covered most of the things
Mhm.
that we had. So
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Well,
Honestly, it's
that's
been pretty
nice.
good. I've
Yeah.
actually been
Yeah, it's been
interested in
good.
it.
Yeah, I'm
I
just glad
mean,
that
it has the
the
usual
trial's
stupid
over.
things, but yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been good. So hopefully they're 60 and beyond now. They were renewed for 2 years. So
Yep.
that's good. So maybe we'll be doing this for a while yet, I guess. I don't know. So what I'd do. I don't know what else I would do. I watch it every day. I mean, oh.
Right.
All right. So now being my first time, I
Okay.
guess I
So,
just stop it with the record and I just stop and then it uploads, I suppose, right? You guys help me out here, people.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm
definitely stop the
gonna stop
recording.
it. Okay. It stopped.